Greetings from sunny Rome. As you know, I'm here for the Synod along with Father Cameli. And over the next couple of weeks, we'll be taping some messages to you to keep you up to date on what's happening here. The Synod theme, of course, is on youth and discernment of vocations. And as the topics were taken up quickly, the discussion went to the topic of protecting children, not only because of the difficulties with child sex abuse in our own country and around the world, but also realizing that young people are at risk today in the world. And so as we heard bishops from around the world tell the stories of how young people are at risk because of human trafficking or migration, displacement because of war and violence, but also those who are seeking employment. We listen carefully to ways in which the Church can reach out to young people of all ages to make sure that we are those who protect them. And that, of course, means that we have to be resolute, transparent, and hold people accountable when they abuse children, especially those who are in the Church in positions of leadership. This past week, the Holy Father made it very clear that the time of looking the other way and also not holding people accountable is over. He has made a firm commitment to make sure that people will be held accountable, and also he will be transparent about the situation so that people can know what in fact is going on. Those are important steps, and the letter of Cardinal was also an important moment to bring a clarification to the situation. So there's a lot happening in Rome these days at the Synod, and we're going to turn our attention to ways in which young people can be integrated into the life of the Church more fully, but also in which the Church can appreciate the many gifts and talents that they bring. We are so blessed by the enthusiasm, the deep faith, and also the energy of young people that we want to make sure that they know that they are welcome, and also that we need them in the life of the Church. So this is the first report we'll give of many, and I bring greetings from Rome to all of you, assuring you of my prayers and remembrance in the Eucharist as we celebrate it each day with the Synod Fathers and with all those in union with the Holy Father.
Greetings from Rome. I'm Father Cameli, and I've accompanied Cardinal Cupich here to the Synod on youth and vocational discernment. It's been a wonderful experience so far, and I just want to give you a sense of direction that the Synod is taking. The working document, the Instrumentum Laboris, is divided into three parts. The first part has to do with observing and recognizing the experience of young people. The second with trying to delve more deeply and discern what's happening. And the final part of the document is to move in directions of action and making decisions and so forth. And for us in Chicago, we have a history with this method, which is very simple and very, very important. It's see, judge, act. So just quickly, let me tell you about these three parts. The first is really gleaning and gathering the experience of young people, realizing that they have something to give to us, to share with us, not only problems, but also possibilities. And that means seriously listening to them. And as the Holy Father said, going to them in their experience, not waiting for them to come to us. The second part of that triad is making some judgments. And really this is also part of what Pope Francis has called us to in the Church in these years, to a whole spirit of discernment. In other words, a readiness to see where is God leading us in our situation and in the situations of our young people particularly. The third part of that threefold movement is to act. In other words, not to be content with just observing and then saying how things are going and so forth, but really to take action, to be renewed. And if we need what Pope Francis calls a pastoral conversion to address more adequately the needs of young people and ways in which we can be supportive and helpful to them as they move into the future, all the better. So we want to help them in their human growth and development. we want to help them as well in their faith life. So this is, as Cardinal Cupich mentioned, the first of several messages that we'll be sending back home. And keep us in your prayers, and we'll certainly continue to pray for you here.